Hi, my name is Rhea Topping, and I'm here on beautiful Armstrong Spring Creek on the O'Hare Ranch in Paradise Valley, Montana. And I've been fishing with small, delicate flies, size 20s, 22s, 24s today, using 7 and 8X tippet, trying to catch some pretty large fish. And because we're having some windy conditions, I've been using a very important casting technique called the double haul or the double.
The double haul, an integral part of fly casting and fly fishing, and an easy to learn part of our fly casting. Not only is the double haul good for increased speed, for distance, for wind, for accuracy, it has other values. It keeps the line tight between your line hand and that first guide, a very important concept, but there is more. One of the things that it does very well is keep the body in balance. When you're going forward with the right hand and moving farther back with the left, this is a nice balanced situation. It's used in all sports. If I was really doing it hard, I would be able to get more velocity with this hand, even if I didn't hold the line with this hand. A wondrous little technique in fly casting.
Let's take a look at some of the reasons why we use the double haul. Loading and unloading the rod, bending and unbending the rod, the secret of all good fly casting. The deeper the load and the greater the line speed, the further and more controlled the cast is. The double haul puts that extra bend or load in the rod.
Well, using the double haul, you gain a lot of line speed, and that's the whole point of this. And you take a little work out of the right hand and put it on the left hand, so you got both hands working against the rod, and you're making the rod bend, or what we call load, a little more. And by loading it, it'll spring a little more, and the spring is what moves the line
people
forward.
to double haul when they need to have distance and high line speed, or when you need to cast extra heavy combination of flies. Then I think the double haul is very apropos.
The double haul gives us more line and leader control, and it improves our distance accuracy.
That's a double haul. It makes casting long lines easier so that you can fish all day and not tire. What happens is that by using that second hand, you are adding speed to your line. The rod is loaded more deeply, and that transfers to greater energy in your line. And you need high line speed for longer casts or for casting into winds.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the exercises now. And what I've done is I did not invent the wheel, but I've taken the very best exercises that I've found from great instructors like Joan Wolfe, Mel Krieger, just to name a few, and I've put them with my modifications into a series of stepping stones so that each exercise builds on the one before it. And I promise you, with some practice, and if you follow these exercises, you will be able to double haul very soon. Be careful of is not to burn the insides of your thumbs. So if you practice this too much, you may want to put on Band-Aids. Now that we've gotten used to using our line hand, I want you to take the rod, put your arm around it like this, and hold it like this. And then I want you to get used to swinging it back and forth. This next exercise is really fun, guys. I learned this from a good friend of mine in Tierra del Fuego, Argentina, Raul Samariva, who's an excellent instructor. And what I want you to do is go outside, and I want you to start double hauling to the tune of the Blue Danube Waltz. Watch. Da 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 dum, bum bum, bum bum. The waltz time, the 3-beat count of a waltz seems to. I'm down on Depew Spring Creek outside of Livingston, Montana now. So why don't we go in the water and see if we can put some of these lessons that we've just learned to work in a real fishing scenario. Let me show you a cast called the saltwater quick cast or saltwater haul, which is also very effective in rivers and lakes. I hold the fly line in my hand, make an aerialized roll cast, and before the line hits the water, I make a back cast with a haul. It's the best cast to use when you want to get your fly back to the fish as quickly as possible without doing a lot of false casting and without getting tangled on your boat, in the river currents, or on the side of a bank. Instead of completely releasing the line on your last cast, form a ring or circle. Now, if you look up at your rod tip, it is automatically on the other side of your body, downwind of you, and the line and the hook will never hit you that way. Another way to beat the wind is to learn to haul with your opposite or secondary hand. There are two schools of thought on the definition of a single haul. When making a roll cast or a forward spay cast, by adding a haul, you increase line speed. This is very effective in windy conditions or for getting more distance. The timing is critical. It is important to stop both hands simultaneously to make this work. In all my haul classes, I always like to take a student and demonstrate how the double haul helps to put an extra load in the rod. I have the student hold on to the leader while I lightly set the hook, illustrating a normal loaded rod. Then I take my line hand and simulate a haul, pointing out the additional bend or load in the rod. When I ask the student to let go of the leader, the line zings backward, not unlike a bow and arrow. It's a great visual. It's very uncomfortable for the student out here. Another problem that often occurs is when the instructors pull the student's arm off to the side like this. And again, they're out of position. You can hurt their shoulders this way. So what you want to do this together. Now, you're going to use your left hand because you're a right-handed caster, and you're going to go down, up. It's actually out and up, but we're going to say down, up. Down, up. Say it with me. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Great. Okay, now pick up your imaginary rod in your right hand. Okay. And we're going to make just the back